OTP will be keep on generating for every 30 seconds. A new OTP will be generating. So that is TOTP, and HOTP is same, but in TOTP we had interval as the criteria, but in HOTP we have to set our own criteria. So we can give it as a, I have given currently as session ID. So based on session ID, a new OTP will be generated every time. Did I clarify, Shri?
This session ID is also created newly, right? Because
Yes.
it,
So,
okay, okay.
okay. In this, when user is validated, at that very moment, a session ID is stored in created and stored in the backend, in the DB. So, once the OTP is verified, I'll send back the auth token and session ID to the user.
Do we
And
have
we have the
any?
same.
So sorry, go ahead.
No, I think we both had the same question. There is the time limit for that token, if I'm not wrong.
Time limit for a token. So based on HOTP, we don't have any time consensus. For TOTP, time will be there. So for, let's say, currently I have kept it for 60 seconds. So you can see MFA interval time is 60 seconds as default. So for every 60 seconds, this thing will be keep on changing. The OTP will be keep on changing. But whereas the session ID, it will be based on the session. So let's say the user has logged in, user has hit the login API once. So session ID will be created and stored in the backend. So he has to provide that exact OTP. Time constraint won't be there in this type.
Got it. Okay, this TOTP or HTTP, are we using any kind of a library or any third-party packages that requires billing or some kind of stuff?
No. For both the types, currently we don't require any billing or any of such type. So for in that case, for HOTP, every time a user logs in, the OTP email will be generated and sent to the user's email ID. Whereas in TOTP, only registration time, one email will be sent with that particular QR code hash that is converted to QR code, and that will be sent. So in TOTP, only during registration, one email will be sent. Whereas in HOTP, for every login API hit, email will be generated. So TOTP would be much more efficient, productive.
Okay. 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 After scanning that QR code, where exactly, in which particular application do I need to
Any
authenticate?
any authenticator app, if we scan the code, it will generate a OTP.
Okay, I have Google Authenticator. Will that work?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Let's say I have multiple sessions. Okay. I want to log in into two systems at a time. So,
Yes.
uh,
At a time, I
and
don't
I am
think.
using this TOTP thing. Okay.
Okay.
So, will that OTP generator has to be accessed on the person who is using the currently, or how exactly? This can be accessed via both the things, right?
If he has registered in multiple devices the same QR code, then yes, he can.
See, let me put it this way. So, let's say you know how we were working on this test on the production environment of this DAD. So, if any issues arise, so they will log into the system, will ask for their credentials, and will try to debug something. Similarly, let's say like
Yes.
there are two users simultaneously. They will log into one system, one on the one of the account, and they will use this TOTP. Okay.
It's not possible, Shriyari, because the moment they hit the login API, the session ID will change. So only one user gets the access with that session ID.
Only one user gets access.
Yes.
So
I mean,
in short, you are saying that if Shriyari can't able to log in two different systems with two different OTPs, is it possible?
For the email one, they can do it. For TOTP, they can't. For email based, they can do it, but for TOTP, they can't.
No, ideally we have to restrict them, saying that only one user ID should be active actually.
Yes, that will be from this session ID. Yeah, so a session ID will be used for maintaining that part. So only one session ID will be active. Every time
So if he tries to log into some other through
yes.
same login in some other system,
Yes,
you'll get
the session ID will change.
no. Will he get auto logged out?
Yeah, yes. I mean the next the subsequent
previous one, the latest one should be allowed inside, and the old one should get auto logged out.
yes. The last one it won't be logged out, but I mean it will be invalid. It won't validate those session IDs, the previous login.
Can we see that by logging how it works?
Demo.
Shows the implementation.
Yes.
Implementation or demo?
Same thing.
Okay. Okay. So I have a user registered to my personal email ID. So let me start it. Okay. So I have kept the original without MFA as it is. So let's log in. So if I do a login, this is the original one. So you can see it has given username and token, no session ID, and it has stored MFA required false. Okay, so I mean the original currently what is implemented, that is kept as it is. It is not touched. Okay, so let me enable the MFA. So once it is enabled, the user is also verified. After verifying, when I hit login request, you can see it asks for MFA registration is mandatory for login. So the user has to hit the register API before logging in. So he has to enable two-factor authentication before going with the logging in and rest of the subsequent processes. Okay, so for registration, I have given a username. We can also add a password back. Then I have given a MFA type, so it will take the what type of MFA he has to choose. So currently, let's go with the email ones, the normal one only. Okay. So I've registered HOTP. So now for every login, OTP email will be sent to the respective email ID. So let's log in now. So you can see it has generated an auth token. MFA required is set to true. That means we have to verify using MFA OTP. And MFA messages, please enter the OTP which was sent to the email. So let me Regank has to make it still more good. So this is the OTP I received. So in verify, I have to send my username, the OTP, and the auth token. So auth token was received in the login API. So sent. So you can see now I have fetched auth token and session ID. Okay. Now let's say a new user. Let me show the DB status also. So you can see here. So for this particular user ID, this is the token and this is the session. and MFA is already verified. So I mean the verify API, if I send verify API again, so it says MFA is verified, please re-log in again. So we have to hit login. We cannot hit verify API again and again and again.
Okay.
Okay, and I've also added metadata like session count also. So if we want to use it in future case, we can use that as well. So let's say if I log in again, okay, if I log in again, so if I you can see here it is from the last. If I refresh it, so you can see the session ID is changed. So the previous user won't be validated because the session ID has changed now.
Okay.
Okay. So I mean now let's say they want to they don't want email for every login. They want to go with a different OTP type. So they can use this reset where he has to send username and password. So reset will be successful. Once it is successful, let's region OTP send. So OTP data sent to email. So if I check my email, so we can see this QR code. So let me scan this code. Set of verification scan QR code. So in my mobile phone, it has generated a OTP for 49 seconds. So after 49 seconds, it will change. So let me verify.
So for this, no need any app or something, right?
No, this QR code, right?
Yeah.
It is scanned on my mobiles and it is generating a
That's what.
OTP.
It is not required for those people to install some third-party app and all.
No. For iOS, it is not required. I think for Android, it is required. But they don't
In the
require.
sense,
They don't require internet connection or carrier means mobile connection, SIM connection. So only app is enough.
Let me.
Hello.
go ahead, Dheeraj.
Yeah, please go ahead.
For QR code, they have to just scan the. They have to download an application. For Android, they have to download it. For Apple, it is inbuilt, so they can use inbuilt one.
Yeah,
So
for Android, it is taking the Google Authenticator.
we can use any authenticator. Yes, we
Yes.
can use Google also. Google Authenticator. So this data is only sent here once he has registered. So now every time I log in, the email won't be sent again and again and again. So here that plus point between those two types is this mainly.
So in that mean you say that so if we are selecting TOTP,
Hmm.
if you select once the authenticator is scanned with that QR code, so
Yes.
whenever you are logging in, you need to open the tab. QR code will be generating every 30 seconds, and give it to.
Yes. Yes.
That's the process. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. How exactly are we validating the generated QR code from the scanned version of the TOTP? Are we storing anywhere? I mean, how exactly? Can you
No.
tell me
We
the
are
process?
for TOTP. So for that, yes. So in DB, I'll have a new collection known as MFA. Inside MFA, I'll have the type of type of the MFA he has required and time and username and hash. So this hash is a secret key. So based on this secret key for TOTP, every time every 30 seconds a new OTP will be generated. And for when it comes to the standard email HOTP, based on this hash and this session ID. So based on these two, OTP will be generated. So every login, a new session ID will be created. So the OTP will be also be changing.
No, assume that
Okay.
I have submitted a wrong OTP. Where is that validation happening actually?
Yeah, yes, yes. Okay, I mean validation part.
Uh,
Can you show that demo also?
Yes, yes. So we will go with the normal this thing, the email one. Let me reset it first. Send new login request. So I received a new email. So this is my OTP. Verify. So I'm changing a 9 to 0, and if I send it, it says invalid OTP. OTP is not correct, and the session count won't be increased, and the status is also false. So he has not yet logged in. If I make it 9, send, I'll get the auth token and the session ID. Any doubts? Hello?
Okay, I have one doubt here.
Yes.
I understood the concept of this email. So whenever logging in is happening, so if we are selecting this HOTP, email will go, OTP will come, I'll enter OTP, validation will happen. So I'll be into the system. Okay. So
Okay.
when I try the first time for this authenticator app, so for that I need to do a register. That is compulsory, right?
Yes, yes. While registration, if you select a TOTP, an email will be sent. Not during login. During registration only, you will get an email.
Okay, here I have. Okay, why can't we make it default in the login API request itself? Do we need, because see, I am a user, so once I will be registering, I won't be using that API at all, right? The register one. So that won't
Yes.
be necessary. So instead of
Yeah.
making that,
See,
can we make change
it,
in? Go ahead, yeah.
if we have like only single one, then we can use that email part only, just as default. But if we want support for multiple types, and they want to, let's say they don't want any more the authenticator app based, and they want only the email one, so they can change it later. But yeah, for changing also they need to authenticate first, then only they can change it.
Okay then.
Karthik, Arvind.
Yeah. I guess once I start having that UI, right, let me have some, I might get some more clarification on that. So far,
Sure.
it is good. Thing is, we'll see how it works from the user's perspective.
Okay.
Like we'll make out a video based on that, and we'll circulate to those people, at least because for that initial couple of days they'll be little bit struggling. Currently, they are directly accessing Anuvaad, but when we implement this one, they might feel some hiccups initially, but I guess they might get used to it.
Okay, sure.
Let's see. So, how about the front end?
Front end, Mrigank can start. I can send him the IPs.
Mrigank? Ah, hi, hi, hi.
Yes. So currently working in the reviewer part, reviewer UI actually. Right after that, we'll start working on this MFM. Dheeraj, I have one question regarding the session actually.
Sure.
Hello.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So how we will track the session of any user? Suppose I have logged into to different windows, browser windows. So let's say on login of a newer window, the session will be expired. The old session will be expired, right? But
Yes.
for front end, I need to track that session ID that is it is expired or not. So
Uh, yeah, that can be implemented. We just have to check in the DB that this is validated or not from the Zool gateway. I think the auth token and session ID both match or not match. So that will be from backend.
sure. And for the UI perspective, we'll begin with some wireframes. Actually, we won't go to implement the UI directly. We'll proceed with wireframe because if I type the front end directly, then again it will be a bit mess up things. So it will be good to have a wireframe initially, then we can move forward with everything.
Sure, man.
So for wireframe also, I'll connect with Manish and will create by myself. I'll see.
Sure, sure.
I need to have some. I'll get some tips from Manish for the wireframe using other books, etc.
Sure, man. Yes.
Okay.
Okay, I think I understood the whole concept of this MFN, uh, but I still have some doubts on that register part. Yeah, let's discuss on this offline later.
Sure, sure, sure.
Yeah, sure. Other than that, yeah, this looks. Arvind, Ratan, do you have any more suggestions?
No, the logic of this is pretty clear. I have a couple of queries on TOTP and HOTP internally, so I think I will just need to look into it once, and then if I still have a couple of those queries again, I'll just put it across the Dheeraj.
Sure. Thanks.
Sure. Okay.
I guess if this is implemented, Apura will have some more time to test, I guess. And she have to do extensive testing on this part, I guess. Purva? All right.
Hello.
Yeah, I'm just
Yeah.
saying that if this functionality is implemented, then some extensive testing have to be done for this
Sure, Karthik. Yeah.
because based on this only all the validations we have to push from the backend actually.
Okay.
Just try to once Mrigank builds up the UI, we'll see how it is in the front end. Based on that, we'll see how to cover maximum negative scenarios on this part.
Okay. So meanwhile, Dheeraj, can I get the APIs if it is deployed? Dev.
It is not. I mean, the code is not yet committed.
Okay. Okay.
Cool. Arvind, he left, I guess. Not an issue. Cool, man. Nice work, Dheeraj.
Yes,
So, you just give all the informations to Apurva once it is deployed in dev, and let us start with the testing side on the API side. Once UI is ready, I guess everyone will have a clarity on how it is being implemented.
sure, Karthik.
So, Shrihari, I mean, sorry, not this one. This is regarding NMT. Can we just deploy NMT apart from other services? Because like digitization and translation, translate document has that block segmented issue, and Ratan is facing an issue in uploading the image file.